and it's to be enjoyed. Because the thing that I love most about that time period, we're talking about the 90s, 80s, the late 80s, early 90s with some of those artists. She was talking about the Latifahs and Salt and Pepper and all of those guys. And if you look at it, each group or each artist had an individual style, look, swag, sex appeal that fits specifically for them. And it made you feel as a young girl, young woman, young lady, whatever it is you're calling yourself, that you had choices. You could take your look and make it look cool. And now it just seems like everybody looks the same because a lot of that male influence has taken, in my opinion, the front seat to kind of what looks good and hot. Would you agree and or disagree, and why?
I don't know if that's the whole way of it explaining it. I think because of where the females have come from now who are in hip hop, they've brought a certain look. You have to look at how reality shows and hip hop have come together. And so reality shows have polished up people who were either former strippers or just whatever. So you have, and then this is 2000 whatever. So hip hop has just changed in how it looks and how you show up in it now. So I think you just have, I was going to say weaves are part of it, major part of it, what they call them, front lace or whatever. But even back then we wore weaves, you know what I mean? Because we knew touring, you had to have hair that would last the show.
Right.
I have a nice, what do you call it? Texture of hair, but it's not going to survive a show. It's not going to survive me open. If you style it, I'm not going to be able to perform my show in the beginning as an opening act and then come back and perform with Hammer and have a nice head full of hair. So I just think today there's different things available to artists coming into the industry now. And so they pull from that. They have the whole makeup team, they have hair, they have just a lot more available to them to make them look a certain way in this industry. Lil' Kim had her flair because, she was, oh my God.
I loved her.
She was amazing. So I just think it's a different look now. I don't think it has a lot to do with the male dominance. I don't think that's solely it. I think women have become more empowered with this industry, but I don't think it's solely just the men driving the look and the, the outfits or anything like that. I think they are having a lot more to say about that and have more control over it. Yeah. Now that you bring that other element into it, I have to agree with what you said. The only reason why I was thinking about the male dominance is because we're dealing with less and less and less clothes. And guys always want us to take our clothes off. So that's why I was thinking about it from that. That's a good point. I just don't, I don't think that's it.
But now that you put that other tilt on it as far as reality TV and all that stuff. But again, to challenge that, I would think that because you have makeup artists, different wigs, different colors, that there would be some differences in the style. So I'm going to wait and see on that and get back to you to see if I see some different styles of when they perform and stuff.
It's still that stripper element. Not to say that they don't have the talent, but it is just that's where the outfits look like they're coming from. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure what that's about, but maybe they again feel like that's a different way of feeling empowered. I wore a bikini. What is it? And yet, is it? Yeah. We had bikinis on,
right?
But it was by the pool. And it was for that purpose. And then in Wild and Loose, we tried on different outfits to kind of see what dress we wanted to wear or whatever. So you saw us changing outfits in that. But whenever we came to dancing, we had on stuff that we were going to dance in, which again, was sexy. but we were fully clothed. So I just think it's a different time now. I'm not sure why there's less clothing.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a sense of empowerment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different sense of empowerment. Look at what Tina Turner. Tina Turner went from, you know, a different attire to the little shimmy dress that was, you know, and now you have Beyonce and Fantasia and all of them wearing these bodices, you know, that are the cord and stuff. So it just, you know, I just think it's a different time.
Right. It's just a time period that we're in at this point. But I just want to say to all of our young and new and hot female artists out there, we're all about motivation and moving the culture forward, and we love you guys. And yes, you guys are embracing who you are, your bodies, and we're so proud of you. We're just talking about and laying the groundwork so you guys can understand what hip-hop from a female perspective looked like and the work that goes into it. So we're gonna shut that. A lot of work. And so since we ended on that, I think this is a great time for us to take it to the grill. Let's go to the grill. Let's go to the grill. Oh my goodness. I love cooking it up for them. You know what I mean, sweet LD? And today we're going to talk about the show. I want to speak to someone that knows and have done a great show and all the work that goes into it. So, according to the dictionary, the show, if we use it as a noun, is considered a spectacle or a display, typically something to impress. If we use the show as a verb in action, like when we doing our performing thing, it is to allow or cause something to be visual. So I think you and your group, Oaktown 357, has worked the noun part of the show and the verb part of the show. So let's talk about it.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about the work involved with the show. I have been dying to ask you, how many hours did you guys rehearse and practice in order to prepare for a performance or the show?
It depended on the day, but it could go anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, maybe even 10. We just had to get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So depending on the schedule, fortunately back then, we were dedicated. That was our job, you know. So we would bring the dancers in, work the choreography, work out the kinks in the choreography, placement. You have to work the conversation in the show as well. It's not just getting on stage and performing. So you have to set the songs up. What do you want it to say? You know, what kind of conversation are you trying to have? What kind of vibe are you wanting to bring the crowd into? And then you have the dialogue. What am I going to say to Terrible T? What's she going to say to me? What are we going to say to the dancers? Are we going to bring them in? Do they have something to say? You know, and then the choreography, and then you have the costumes. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. The DJ, what is he going to play? He's going to cut and scratch right here. He's going to pause the music. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, you can't just throw that stuff together.
Y'all, let me tell you something. When I see all of you in unison together on stage, I was like, please, that ain't no overnight. So when you said 10 hours, I was like, that seems about right. So were you guys...
But that's daily. That's not just one day.
Oh, okay. So that's daily.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're putting together a show, if you're putting together a treatment for a video, if you're putting together anything where it's like even a photo shoot, you have to put some time into all those elements to lay it out and say, this is what we're trying to convey or communicate or include or express. And then you hit those marks. You know what I'm saying? But how you're going to hit those marks, when you're going to hit those marks, what's it going to look like, what it's supposed to be. It's a lot. So yeah, it wasn't just one day. That's